what are your major skill sets which you can showcase and should talk about it on your bio, and according to that you can optimize it, right? So I hope, I hope people are able to understand this. Like, you can just say yes, no, or whatever it is. Guys, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, yeah, we are there. We are all putting in the chat window.
Oh, okay, okay, cool, great. Sure. So you understood about the profile optimization, right? So after profile optimization, we're gonna talk about posting valuable content, right? So posting valuable content is what you personally believe in or what you have done. So if you see this slide, right, where I'm talking all about myself, why I believe in being a digital nomad, how I got my first client, what are the things I should do, right? How do I organize my day? So this is the kind of content which I wanted to show it to my followers, right? So that is, so again, also the best part of this type of content was, right, so I was turning 28 and I did a whole content calendar on 28 years of 28 stories, right? So whatever I have learned each and every year, I started sharing with people via these Instagram posts, right? And then next we'll go to $80 strategy by Gary Vaynerchuk. So what is this $80 strategy, right? So it's very simple that when you create posts, when you post valuable content, right? You also need to get engagement. How do you get that, right? So in terms of getting more engagement, you need to engage with other people's content, right? So probably you can use the hashtags which in whichever field you are in. Let's say you're an artist or wall paint, or probably street art, or murals, or calligraphy, or any of these hashtags you see. Probably have a, let's say you can choose of 10 hashtags and follow and engage with people out there on their posts, like providing valuable comments on their posts, right? Not like just giving a like button that hey, great post, or something. You can give your 2 cents out of it, right? So as soon as you keep giving your 2 cents every day. So let's say what I've been doing is I've set 10 accounts which where I can think that I can provide value, right? And from where I can convert leads as well. So what I've done is every day I sit on my Instagram, like for 1 hour, I go to other my competitors, or probably the one whose followers I require. I go and engage with on the comments, and talk to people out there, right? Or probably share value out there. Due to which, right, these people start coming to my profile, they start DMing me, they engage with me, probably so me as a business consultant, for me it turns into leads as well. So also it would do for you as, right? Then how paid promotions work. So also the major part in terms of growing followers is also paid promotions, right? So if you ask me, like, this is one of the posts which I created, and I spent around about 400 rupees, right? And got around about 3000 likes, 28 comments. And the major part you see over here is this: a save on Instagram post is equivalent to around about 10 impressions, right? So people need to start saving your content, right? Due to which they would engage. And also there is an algorithm on Instagram which follows, like, if a person sees your post for like 2 seconds, right, the very next time whenever you post anything, right, it automatically comes on their feed. So you need to start providing a valuable content, right? It can be about, it can be fun, it can be entertainment, it can be about the trending topics, it can be memes, whichever is related to your industry. You can do that, right? Also, I'll get into detail of this, right, while we are doing Q&As and all, right? So this is how paid promotion works. And you can increase followers. If you see, there are 160 profile visits, and I have got eventually 6 to 8 followers on that particular day for that particular post, right? So here I share you the case studies of Mooch Design Studio, how Mooch, a brand from Bombay, right, grew up in like 4 years only via Instagram without having any website, have been doing business organically only via Instagram. right? So what does Mooch does? It's a one-stop solution for affordable luxury stationaries, right? So they provide handcrafted books, they provide various pens, majorly for artists driven or people who are into art and all. So here's the backstory. So it all started. So Mooch is a very dear friend of mine, like the co-founder Shubham Singhania, right? So you can read about him. Like it all started with a boy's passion to make something fed into creativity. So he has been into a creative field for like over 5 7 years, right? He studied product designing in Italy, and then one fine day he called me, bro. Like I've started this I've started this company where I'm doing designing books and all, right? And everything is handcrafted, and they use Indian khaki paper and buff cartridge. Also, the sides. I'll show you the products as well, so you'll get an idea of how the products are, right? So let's yeah. So the growth when I took over Instagram of Mooch in 2016, they had around about 2,000 followers, right? And they were doing a business of 20,000 rupees every single month on only via Instagram DMs, right? So what helped them grow, right? What are the activities which helped them grow, right? So the major activities at that time were like offline activities where word of mouth, inner circle, like having your close friends buying your products and all, flea markets, college and corporate events, and tie up with stationaries. So in Bombay we used to have a flea market called as the Lil Flea, where we used to take up stalls over there. So we had a board like this, right? If you see, where we used to talk about what Mooch is, and we did add an Instagram handle, followers on Instagram, and that is one way which organically people started following. Like it was a 3 day flea market where over 1.5 lakh people were there in and around the flea market. There were around about 30 to 40,000 people who stepped into our store, Mooch store, right? Came, check out products, bought the books, bought other things, right? And that's how we started gaining followers, right? People started liking it, and then we kept on doing various flea markets, not only in Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, wherever it is possible. And eventually we also started doing college events as well. We were sponsoring colleges, we were having stalls over there, we were tying up with a lot of big stationaries in Bombay as well, right? So that is one way of selling the art, like probably the products whichever we were making, right? Apart, the second major thing which helped Mooch to grow is influencer marketing, right? So I guess most of the people would be knowing Yaya Bhatwala, right? Bhutwala, he has been a poet, right? He has been into artist activities for a long time, right? So he owns a company called as Spill Poetry, where we collaborated with them, right? Uh, it was a mutual collaboration which we did, and we started his collection, right? So because of this, right, Mooch gained around about like 20K followers in one single month. It's only purely organic, where we have brought an influencer and started his collection on Mooch, right? So if you see the book out there, right, Shayad Wo Pyar Nahi is one of his collections. There were various other collections as well, which we promoted, but this was something which hit a lot of students from all across India, right? And people who were following Yaya, right, they started following Mooch, and that's how it started growing up, right? So what are the products? So these are the products. They are into coasters, they are into gift box, they are into badges, handcrafted pens, bags, chashma stand, and books, majorly books, right? So the growth journey where it is now. So in 2021, they have over 45,000 followers. Right now, they are doing a sales of around about 1.5 lakhs on Instagram only through DMs, right? So here are the few artists which I follow, right? One of the main artists, like Sam Madhu, is one. She's my favorite of all time, right? The kind of art she does, the way she promotes, the way the story narrations happen, right? And then there is these are twin sisters, Noor and Oriba, right? These are from Pakistan, right? And they have been also doing really great work in terms of the art and all. And then Fatima Hakim as well, right? So, so now you can grill me of questions. Yes, guys. Hello.
Hi,
Yeah. Hi.
hi. My name is Harshita, and I actually accidentally missed out. I think the beginning portion when you had started to share, but
Okay.
I did kind of attend maybe a few minutes where you were saying something about the bio and how the bio is extremely important as well,
Yeah.
and it kind of plays a role in how when someone visits your profile, like they get a hang
Hmm.
of things. So I had attended one of the workshops last time with
Hmm.
where Zen was also sharing. And ever since that time, I think I took back a few tips which I tried to work upon, and my followers did increase,
Wow.
definitely, but not like a lot. But I can't blame anything but myself, because with time, I think my posting also has kind of reduced a bit, because the content, I didn't have enough content also to post. So my
Hmm.
own graph of really discovering that okay, this is what I want to do kind of starts to fluctuate. So I don't know, there comes a time when suddenly I will be like fire and I will just keep working, and then suddenly that fire dies down. So I
Okay.
think that is also I think an important part of growing followers, that you have to be consistent. That's one of the learnings that I did get from the last time we had this interaction. But I'm
Yes.
not really being able to get back and really do, like to apply it in life, I would say that. So that's one place where I'm challenging, and it's still a struggle. But like when it comes to the bio, so I kind of make handcrafted products, and I kind of paint on products like of MDF and all.
Hmm.
And that's what I want to know. Like in my case, if I have to say improvise on my bio, so would there be any tips that maybe you can give?
So do you want me to showcase, like, do a screen share and check your Instagram, if you mind?
No, no, sure, you can do that.
Sure.
Uh, it's called Craftishes by Harshita Sinha.
Okay. One second. So can everyone see the screen? Yeah. Can you see? Yeah. So what it is?
Craftishes by Harshita Sinha. CRAFTICIOUS. It's a logo which is a white C. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you need to see again what happens, like, when it comes to handcrafted art and craft, right? All all wall murals, right? Everyone is doing this.
Right.
The market is always huge now, where because of the lockdown, everyone has started making things from their home and start selling it on Instagram and all, right?
Right.
So either you need to be more specific on what you sell,
Right.
right? And then that would give you an impact of it,
Okay.
right? So because what happens is handmade craft and art, like what handmade craft has again a different niches as well, right? So
Yes.
probably you can explain a bit of in a line or two and see if that is working.
Okay. So you mean to say in the bio itself to
Yeah, in the
explain?
bio itself, like you can remove personalized giftings, and probably you can add something else, or just try it out. What again, shop now is people anyway is gonna shop via DMs or whatever it is, right? Again,
Right.
you have given your link in the bio as well,
Yes.
right? So again, shop now, you can remove it. Probably talk more about what your product does,
Right.
you
One
know
second.
so that
Right.
that would be more helpful. And people, it would just they just see your bio, and then okay, so she does this, and this is what I can find in the product in the big, so I'll scroll up and I'll see,
Okay.
right? So that is something you can rectify, or and try and see what is working.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Gaurang,
Yep.
No, I think we can keep the screen share on. I think
Oh.
that'll be amazing. So, Harshita's first of all, like artwork and all is amazing. Honestly, I've been following her since she attended the previous session.
Mhm.
And that bio is optimized for keywords right now, right? So that's not a, first of all, bad thing to start off with. Like it's perfectly awesome actually,
Yeah.
because a lot of people would search with wall murals or personalized gift or whatever keyword she's put in over there. So that kind of
Mhm.
enhances her kind of portfolio whenever somebody's searching for it. At the same time, as you rightly pointed out, there's no USP as such which is shining through right now. So, can you give us some examples, Gaurang? Like, apart from the keywords, let's say, what if she retains the keywords, but at the same time has to write a crazy, rememberable bio line which everyone kind of then
Probably
follows?
she can talk about. You can talk about herself, Harshita.
Can
Like
you
you
can
know.
you can you right now like give us a couple of lines?
Okay, sure. So can you just spell your name again? The handle again. Craft.
Yes, it's Crafticious, Crafticious.
Again, one thing is your your bio, your name, username is like it's pretty long.
Yeah, unfortunately, Instagram was not allowing me a smaller one. I only wanted to enter Crafticious, but they didn't have it available at that time.
Try something else. Probably see by what probably you need to think of a good name. Like if you see, I always keep my name as I am Gaurang Desai because that's how people can eventually easily find me as well,
Uh-huh.
right? So this is one thing. Username is something which is very important, right? Keeping it short, easy to find is something will help you gaining more search and more profile visits as well.
The only problem is that I've now also made my website with the same name. So
No
I won't be
worries.
able to change Crafticious.
Yeah, yeah. So keep it craftaceous. Then again, again you have your whole name. So probably figure out a way where you can have craftaceous, but by HS or something like that, or
Okay.
figure out something. There would be a way to find it out. So
Okay. I'll try.
like try and see what all usernames are available, and how we can spell it out and how we can brand it as well. Yeah. So let's see what all designs we make. Yes, so basically many people are used to it, but I'm not a huge fan of using dots and underscores, right? I rather keep it very simple. Like everyone has their own opinion, but like what I believe is something, when why would you have underscore or or numbers, right? Rather just having your name directly out there. Yeah, yeah. When it Mainly when people use underscores and all when their actual names are not available.
So actually, this was the case when I had entered Just Crafticious. It said that it's not available, and
Mhm.
then I tried different combinations. I also tried adding digits, but even they were not working out. So then finally, I just tried if my name works out, and it did accept it immediately.
Yeah,
So I
but
started there.
it's because if you see just on Craftish's name, how many handles come up?
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, there's a lot to do with craft at least to begin with, and then
Yeah.
they add up.
So that's the thing. Okay, so now let's get onto your thing, right? So probably you can talk about mandalas, right, on your bio because to create a niche, probably probably your focus has to be on one single product, which can be major selling,
Okay.
right? So if you talk about Mooch, right, Mooch has their main product is handcrafted books, and they
Right.
sell it on a big way,
Right.
right? Apart from the books, they do have pens, coasters, and various other things as well, right?
Right.
But book is something that majorly the main center focuses on, which brings a lot of revenue for them, right? So something on that sort, you can also pick up one single product which can help you market it in a really big way, and then other products would follow eventually.
Okay.
So some they probably talk about mandalas, talk about doodles, you know,
Right.
talk about notebooks, or what. So in that sense,
Okay.
right? So according to that, you can eventually try and test it out what is working, and do let me
Right.
know that this has worked as well.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah,
I'll do that. Thank you.
yeah. So guys, any more questions anyone has, you feel free to ask.
Yeah. Hi, Gaurav. Yeah.
Abhishek, hi.
Yeah. So basically, I was hoping कि you would tell us more about paid promotions on Instagram.
Surely, surely, I would love to tell about that. Yeah. So it's a lengthy. So what exactly you want to know about paid promotions?
So basically, in recent past few months, I've like tried paid promotions 2 or 3 times. Okay.
Hmm.
So मतलब जो मेरे expectations थे, it didn't work out as well.
So
So
it didn't work out as like what was your major?
whatever you told about Mooch and their journey
Yeah,
throughout, तो उसमें
yeah.
जितना भी इनका प्रमोशन हुआ है, जो भी उनका काम हुआ है, मोस्ट ऑफ
Huh.
दोज वर इन फ्ली मार्केट से, ऐसे मतलब फिजिकल सेटअप से, जहाँ पे दे गॉट टू इंटरेक्ट विद पीपल.
Yeah.
ठीक है, देन पीपल केम बैक टू देयर वेबसाइट और देयर इंस्टाग्राम हैंडल. तो
True.
बेसिकली एज ऑफ नाउ करंट डेट, अभी ये फिजिकल तुम्हारा सेटअप ज़्यादा हो नहीं पा रहा है.
नहीं हो नहीं पा रहा. True that. Yeah.
So how do you do it online? So I tried Instagram promotions, it didn't work. I'm a street artist basically, so I paint
Okay.
murals and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
तो मैंने भी in recent
Can I
महीनों
know
में
your handle?
it's musafir.o.
Musafir.o.
Yeah.
Is the spelling right? Mussafir?
Just musafir.
Okay.
The first one, yeah.
Okay. So, this is the handle which you use for promotions, or you have other handles as well?
No, I use this only for promotions.
Okay. So what kind of post you were trying to promote?
Scroll down. There
Yeah.
was one video and a few pictures. Yeah. थोड़ा सा ऊपर, थोड़ा वापस ऊपर, 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 ऊपर. You're going the wrong way.
Okay.
थोड़ा सा और ऊपर जाओ. Few
Mm-hmm.
more posts. नंबर आप नीचे जा रहे हो, मैं ऊपर ऊपर.
Okay.
The latest post.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Stop. थोड़ा सा नीचे. There's a video. थोड़ा नीचे जाना पड़ेगा और.
This one or this one?
थोड़ा सा और नीचे. इससे पहले एक और वीडियो होगी. This one, yeah. This video.
This one.
The one on the extreme right. Right bottom, yeah.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is ये वीडियो ऐसी चलेगी. This is like a 1 minute video. इसमें
Yeah.
इसकी प्रोसेस वीडियो. I promoted this post और ऊपर मैंने कुछ पिक्चर्स भी प्रमोट किए. ये नीचे कैमल दिख रहा है ना जहाँ पे.
Mm-hmm.
This also I promoted.
Okay. So let's say if you promote this, right? There has to be some context out of it, right?
Okay.
At least you can create a frame. So let's say it's a blank art, right?
Okay.
So probably
Yeah.
you can have something on the header, right, saying that this is this art.
I had like little descriptions about the artworks, yeah.
Right. So descriptions are there, right? But people see the image when it comes as an ad, right? I'll just show you. Right. When it comes as an ad, people just see the image. Let's see if any ad are coming.
Like one image or multiple images.
Only probably in the first image, like you need to get traction on the first image. Like I'll show you. I'll just show you my profile. So I've run ad for this, right? So it talks about what did I learn for suits and all. So I'm talking about this header, right? Obviously, it need not be too much big, but probably you can cut it down and at least give some information, right?
Okay.
What happens is I have seen a lot of artists have been just posting out pictures, and then they because uh, at the end of the day, whoever is seeing the art is a layman out there. They need
Okay.
some information, right, of what it is.
मतलब आप कंपेयर कर रहे हो जो आपने सूट्स वाला ऐड दिया है, सो
हाँ.
बेसिकली इसका कॉन्टेक्स्ट ही अलग है.
I'm
दिस
not
इज
comparing. I'm not comparing it. I'm just telling the people's perspective, right? अगर मैं अपने
ओके.
3-4 फोटोज डाल दूं और बस उस पे ऐड चला दूं और एक्सपेक्ट करूं कि आई वुड पीपल वुड फॉलो मी, व्हाई वुड दे फॉलो यू?
I did little descriptions about it as well. मतलब
So that's what, right? So अभी see so whenever you run an ad, it comes on the front side. ऐसे आता है ना ad,
हाँ नहीं.
right?
सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई आल्सो वांटेड टू आस्क इज कि
Hmm.
इसके अंदर जैसे इंस्टाग्राम एड्स के अंदर हम कीवर्ड्स डालते हैं,
Yeah.
तो व्हाट आर द अप्रोप्रिएट कीवर्ड्स एंड व्हाट आर डूज एंड डोंट्स.
So let's say will MUSAFIR Musafir, right?
या musafir.o. Yeah, the
Let's
first
say,
one.
yeah. So let's come to your this thing as well, right? So this one. So
Yeah.
if I was you, right, probably I would enhance this video, add a title or something like that, right? And then what are the major keywords I would talk about is street art or anything related to art, people who follow art, right? Apart from that, all the big artists who are out there, and
Yeah.
also I would mix up with some other audiences as well. Probably I can. So let's say, where is this place? This is
This is in Rajasthan.
Rajasthan, right? So probably I would also add locations, probably not only in Rajasthan but outside Rajasthan as well,
Okay.
right? Probably, and again, not going directly to pan India, because if you go pan India और अगर आप location में सिर्फ India डालते हो, right? वो किसी so Facebook optimize या Facebook और Instagram क्या
नहीं
करते
नहीं.
हैं?
These ads I posted in New Delhi, so I basically operate in New Delhi.
Yeah. So I'm telling an example, right? So I'm just giving an example that let's say if you run it in pan India without giving a proper niche, right? So what
Okay.
happens is कि it automatically chooses the place where जहाँ पे सबसे सस्ता गिरता है, the cost, right? So let's say now you have done it in New Delhi, right? So New Delhi में what are the best places, right? What are the best artworks which people go to, or museums हो गए हैं जो आप वहाँ पे सर्च मारो तो मिल जाएगा वैसे. Right? Probably you can add up Connaught Place where a lot of youngsters are there, a lot of art things are happening. So you need to be specific as well.
Okay.
Right? Also use
Specific about the location in a particular.
not only location, I mean in terms of demographics.
Okay.
Interest
Right.
बोलो.
Interest.
Who are you targeting?
I'll just show you one second.
People who are interested in, let's say, arts and craft, people who are interested in Lalit Kala Academy, let's say, that should be your interest.
Yeah. Right. So you also need to check out your competitors. Probably कोई big बड़ा player भी हो सकता है तुम्हारे में, right? So you also need to check out that. चलो समझ लो कि कोई MF Hussain को follow करता है या फिर कोई Picasso को follow करता है. These are the people who like them would like your work as well.
एक चीज बताऊं मैं यहाँ पे my opinion. So one of the things with art and especially street art kind of stuff, what I have found, if it is good, it's for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so everyone should be wanting to see it and like it and comment on it. Ideally, that's
Yeah.
what we want. Like a common man should be like, oh wow, ये मेरे शहर में ऐसा भी हुआ है. That's what they should be doing. This is what they do. I mean, if you look at a lot of art videos, no matter what kind of art, everybody's wowing about it. So one of the things what I do is, एक तो हो गया कि interest based targeting हम लोग कर सकते हैं, but at the same time, even if you don't do any targeting, honestly, that's also a good option as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned.
You can keep it automatic on Facebook, Instagram app के through, और वो
Exactly.
automatically लेगा. But the thing, sorry, yeah.
So that is one. The other thing is that there is something genuinely missing over here, or what we can say we can optimize, because first of all, nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
Secondly, now this one, if I had to pick out imperfections in why this is not, getting people to click on it and watch more of this video, is because look at the thumbnail. Let's start with, let's say, I mean, the rest of the video is an amazing thing. The problem starts with the thumbnail, which is what Gaurang was saying, कि thumbnail में मुझे कुछ ऐसा चाहिए which kind of acts like a YouTube thumbnail कैसा होता है, you know,
Hmm.
uh, it has a, like if you, I think Musafir, you've seen all these videos by Kipto and all, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so they have this guy doing an amazing reaction shot, and then next to it there's a headline, which is a kind of, you can say, clickbait. At the same time, it's something interesting. Let's say, for example, I think you did this in Bikaner, right?
हाँ.
So, you can think of some headline over here which says, "Ha, ye aisa headline aisa."
So see, again, it's so Nas Daily is one of the big influencers which I follow, right? And इसका stuff बहुत simple होता है. So he probably talks about the whole video रहेगा पूरा इसके बारे में, right? So this is something you have to do it कि okay, the lion man of Sudan. I just read that and I watch the video.
Okay, yeah.
Insane street artist puts Bikaner on fire. Like that's
Right.
what I would do. And उसको करने के लिए बहुत सिंपल है. हम लोगों को thumbnail बनाना है
ये
और
तो
वीडियो
मतलब
में
फिर ये तो
edit
फिर ऐसा
करके डाल देना है. हाँ, वीडियो में ही edit करके डाल देना है, so that when you're uploading it, Insta gives you the option to choose a cover picture.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that
yeah.
becomes the cover picture, and that's the first thing that people see when the ad drops into their timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
And then,
simple thing, yeah.
so that is one thing I would do. I mean, those couple of things, which is keep the targeting and automatic, Delhi based, and secondly, have a better thumbnail. And also, if you look at your camel video, by the way, वो तो बहुत ही मतलब unfortunate thumbnail है, because with that it's difficult to like imagine anyone click on it, because it's just so dark and unclear what's happening in that.
जो वो पिक्चर्स थे.
पहला shot जो है, it's of a camel and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shadow on the artwork. So the thumbnail itself is not going to help our cause over here.
Which
So sorry to just. I actually had something related to this question that Zen was just speaking about,
Sure.
which was this target audience. Even I have done one or two promotions now. Though yes, I received a lot of likes, but the kind of crowd that was actually liking it was not really the desired kinds, I would say.
Exactly, yeah. That is one thing.
So Harshita, you have to decide, because see, now there are two questions we have. What is the objective of this campaign? In one objective, Musafir only wants views, right? You want to be like a JR, or you want to be MF Hussain. Meko millions of views I have. At that point, you don't care ke who's liking your post or not. You just want this thumbnail sorted, and you want an automatic targeting. And by the way, just to let you know, the more generic you're targeting, the more automatic we go, the cheaper the ad becomes,
Yeah.
right? So that is one thing that will help us get those amazing large number of views. Now the flip side is that it will not help you get sales if that was your target.
Sorry, but suddenly your voice is far.
I'm saying the flip side is that you're not going to get a lot of sales with that targeting. For which then Gaurang can explain better. Gaurang, in case Harshita wants sales, what should she do?
So in terms of sales, probably in campaign, or probably you need to tell people that you sell this. That is something important, because what happens on Instagram and Facebook as well is also one of the main trick is what I use personally is I use bigger budgets. So let's say if I'm running an ad for 1,000 rupees, I don't keep it for 1,000 rupees. I keep it for 5,000 rupees, and then once I see. So, but again, are you guys testing your ads? Very first thing.
Yeah, I was just testing my ads. Also, tell me this one thing, this particular thing that you are talking about, कि budget उसका क्या होना चाहिए?
So see again, budget.
मतलब the lesser the better, or the more the better?
See what I do is I let's say if I have a budget of 5,000, right? I take a budget of 5,000 and keep it for 15 days, right? And I see when I'm running the ad, I see what kind of metrics it's giving me at least in first 3-4 days, right? उसके हिसाब से I get to know कि भाई ये ad चलाना चाहिए कि नहीं चलाना चाहिए.
ठीक है, हाँ.
Right? And also when you use, again, this only happens via Facebook ad campaign manager, right? Where you can use multiple ads, and by doing beta testing on alag things, like let's say locations I can change, demographics I can change, I can test, which demographics is giving me what, and which location is giving me what.
बट
Yeah.
गौरंग वो चीज फिर इंस्टाग्राम में पॉसिबल नहीं है ना, उसके लिए इन लोगों को एड्स मैनेजर दिखाना.
So for Instagram as well, what you can, so I'll tell you the best and cheaper way apart from Instagram Boost is, to run ads via Facebook ad campaign manager, right? और है ना उसमें से सारे ऑप्शन हटा के सिर्फ Instagram रखो, right? But एक चीज वही नहीं होगी
I actually
कि
did that.
sorry.
I done Facebook वाला ही, and उसमें मेरे एक option था to also run the ad on Instagram.
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling. So again, you should not boost it. You should run a campaign. So I'll tell you how it works. I'll just share you the screen.
Yeah, share your screen please once to show us. By the way, one of the things that we can do with Instagram boost posting or whatever promotion that you want to say is that it's good for what Daga is trying to do, which is just get views on his video. But it's not good if you want sales, because that's not an objective
Yeah.
for.
So
So-
if you want to gain followers, you use Boost, right? You do profile visits, right? And if you want to get sales, if you want to get things, right? I'll tell you how it works.
So basically, right now I'm not trying to sell anything.
Don't sell it, then focus on brand awareness campaigns.
हाँ, तो मेरा बस वही पॉइंट है टू एक्चुअली पुट आउट द नेम, टू पुट द नेम आउट देयर. अभी तक तो सिर्फ एक्सपेरिमेंट चल रहा था, मैंने रैंडम एडवर्ड्स पे पोस्ट किए थे टू नो द डिटेल्स. आल्सो टेल मी अबाउट द बजट थिंग.
Budget thing is all on you, man. Like, so you can start with 100. So you need to test out things. Like, start a campaign with having a 80 rupees budget for a day, and take it to 500 rupees a day, right?
Yeah.
And then test it out. So let's, don't have access to this or what? Okay, fuck. Sorry guys, my bad. Yeah. Also, in terms of, see again, so whatever ads you run, there has to be a motive to it. There has to be a right call to action as well, right? Harshita, I guess you were talking about generating leads or generating business, right? So how do you get that? Or where do people buy it?
Right.
So it's either you need to give it on your profile, or you need to give it on the website,
Right.
or probably you can ask them to DM or directly on Instagram or on Messenger as well.
Right.
So that is how you need to choose it.
Correct. So for now, in spite of, I mean, I recently only added my website, but for now, whatever I was getting was all through DM only.
Yeah. So DM is the best way to do business. Like when you have you have a personal interaction with the person as well, right?
Correct. Right. Yeah, but I haven't really ever done this campaign thing. Like,
No worries.
not much of an idea.
I'll just show you.
And actually, surprisingly, Boost wale se bhi, I have not really gained followers by Boost. I think my followers started with hashtags only from the last session that I had attended, and I paid a little more attention to checking out profiles of other people who were doing similar things and seeing the hashtags that they were using. Uske baad hi, I think, like before the session, I had somewhere around 600-700, and now I have crossed 1,000.
Okay.
So literally, it took a lot of effort of stalking people's profiles and checking out the hashtags, but it was worth it.
So
Utna
that's
to-
how we do it, right? Because you never know what hashtag would work for your this thing, right?
Correct.
If you see all these posts, these are all my Instagram posts, and this is the kind of budgets I've been running for them. right?
Okay.
So I keep a lifetime value of 80 or 800 rupees or some random, right? If I
Right.
think, if you have seen my Suits ka post as well, right?
Right.
Suits ka post has given me a lot of DM,
Right.
right? Because it was during the lockdown, Suits were trending out there, and I did
Right.
it.
Right.
And for me, my whole objective was to people should follow me.
Correct.
So is for the money heist post which I did, right? I'll show you that as well, right? It was because the trend, it was very trending at that particular time during the lockdown.
Okay.
Money heist, people were talking about money heist, and so I thought, why not do an entrepreneurial thought on what are the learnings from one can learn from money by watching Money Heist,
Right.
right? And
Right.
that's how people start liking it. People follow me, and Corazel ads really work well.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it has to be, defined in a very nice way or probably showcased in a very nice way,
Mm-hmm.
right? So let's say in terms of Corazel ads, majorly informative content or fun content or, infotainment works really well
Okay.
in terms of Corazel. So let's say in terms of your products as well. So what kind of whatever product lines you have, right? You can show it via Corazels, and it has to be a cute design, which should be attractive and people buy it on the go. It's like that.
Okay.
So let's say here you go on create, right?
So this is in on Facebook. We
This
have
is
a
on
3 month
Facebook.
campaign.
Yeah. So you need to create a whole business manager, right?
Okay.
So you go on business.facebook.com, connect your page to that, and from then create a whole business account,
Okay.
right? And then you get the whole dashboard like this. So Daga, if you see here, right? So these are the campaigns, what all you can run. Okay. So brand awareness campaigns are there, reach campaigns are there. So what is brand awareness? Let's say, sorry, someone's phone is ringing. Yeah. Right. So brand awareness campaign is something where you want more and more reach. Like many people need to see your profile or your video. Majorly, brand awareness campaign works really well for videos as well, right? And once this is done, once you have good number of followers, right, and all these things, then you click on reach, right, for reaching the same again people, right? And if you have a website or an app or whatever it is, then you use traffic, then engagement. Engagement majorly works on Facebook really well, but not on Instagram, right?
by clicking reach, you'll reach back to the people जो पहले आपके ad के साथ interact किए हैं जिन लोगों ने.
नहीं, जो तुम्हारे एग्जिस्टिंग फॉलोअर्स हैं वो लोग,
Okay.
राइट? तो कि क्या होता है कि लेट्स से अगर तुम्हारे फेसबुक पेज में 10,000 लाइक्स है, राइट, एंड 10,000 लोग हैं जो तुमको फॉलो करते हैं, राइट, अभी तुमको ही सिर्फ ऐड दिखाना है तो तभी दिखा सकते हो,
ठीक है. Okay.
right? And that then reach makes sense, or else there is no point of it. Reach means reaching to your existing audience.
That you can also reach by making a post.
Yeah, you can do that, but not via Instagram. It would happen only here.
ये रीच ऑब्जेक्टिव का मीनिंग ये है. I mean, there are two things over here that we are slightly off. Which one is reach is us telling Facebook that Facebook, please show my post to those people who
Oh,
might be
okay.
interested in knowing about my content. Okay, that's all I'm telling Facebook. Facebook will optimize the ads for getting to as many people as possible in the existing targeting, no matter what targeting you have. The second thing that the Gaurang is trying to allude to is what you will find in the targeting options. When you go to the ad set level, over there is an option for us to reach to people who are already liking our page, or what you said, there can be other custom audiences like people who have engaged with my page or so on and so forth. So like जो page like की audience है उसको अगर specifically उसको reach out करना है तो फिर वो एक additional option है गौरंग जो आप
Yeah.
page likes वाला audience है, but that doesn't work for Instagram by the way. For Instagram you still need to rely back on custom audience for
Yeah.
engagement.
So it's better to do a brand awareness campaign than going to reach, because brand awareness gives more better results than reach as well. Yeah.
Okay,
Abhishek, all
thank you.
clear? Like you have still more doubts on it?
I am a little confused. ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. If I am like promoting an ad on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
तो मुझे वो वाया Instagram ही करना चाहिए, वाया Facebook करना चाहिए. और is there an option या है भी नहीं है?
It's an option, like you can choose, right? So what happens is when you इसके through करते हो ना, तो तुम्हारा cost और तुम्हें options बहुत सारी चीजें आती हैं इसमें से ये करने की.
ठीक है, और कॉस्ट कम पड़ता है उसके लिए.
कॉस्ट, हाँ. सो इसमें क्या होता है, डिटेल टारगेटिंग हो सकती है,
ठीक है.
राइट? कि मेरे को आईफोन यूजर्स को ही बताना है, या फिर एंड्रॉइड यूजर्स को ही बताना है, या फिर यही पिन कोड्स को मेरे को बताना है, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स,
ठीक है.
राइट? सो दिस इज मेजरली फॉर, सो ये इवन आई वाज टेलिंग अबाउट प्लेसमेंट्स, राइट? सो अगर आप इधर जाओगे, आप मैनुअल प्लेसमेंट करोगे, तो ऑटोमेटिक में क्या होता है कि फेसबुक और इंस्टाग्राम अपने हिसाब से करते हैं. सो what happens is, again, one needs to be careful when they're running ads. Is audience network is always not necessary to work well. Audience network is something like, जैसे हम लोग कोई ऐप डाउनलोड करते हैं, जैसे कोई गेम डाउनलोड करते हैं, बीच में जो एड्स आते हैं, राइट? वो सब ये ऑडियंस ऐप के थ्रू होता है, ऑडियंस नेटवर्क के थ्रू होता है.
ठीक है. ओके.
So this is not, when it comes to your personal this thing, when you don't have an app or anything like that, or you have your own product or your, right, don't use audience network, rather use Facebook and Instagram. And
So
even,
if I'm using Facebook as a platform, तो वो सामने वाले इंसान के जिसको एड रीच कर रहा है, जिस पर्सन को, मेरी टारगेट ऑडियंस को, उसके फेसबुक ऐप पे मेरा ऐड दिखेगा.
हाँ, फेसबुक और फेसबुक ऐप पे दिखेगा, उसके इन स्ट्रीम वीडियोस पे दिखेगा, उसके सर्च ऑप्शन पे दिखेगा. इधर भी तुम चूज कर सकते हो कि किधर दिखाना है, क्या दिखाना है.
ऑडियंस नेटवर्क से एसेंशियली वो हिंदुस्तान टाइम्स भी हमारा ऐड देख सकता है.
हाँ.
If he clicks on a Hindustan Times or Times of India or any other website or app as well, which is linked to Facebook,
या
let's say,
या हाँ.
and he goes and reads that article on, let's say, Cristiano Ronaldo is doing well in Italy. तो वो आर्टिकल पढ़ रहा होगा, बट चलते आर्टिकल में उसको बीच में एक ऐड दिखेगा ऑन, एंड दैट कम्स फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस नेटवर्क्स. दैट्स व्हाट इट मींस, लाइक बेसिकली reaching out to those networks which are connected to Facebook but not exactly Facebook.
ओके. या
Also, just to summarize that answer for you, just my opinion, if views is all you want, especially for Instagram, stick to your Instagram promotions. Okay, that's more than sufficient.
ओके.
Without any targeting, go for it. But if location targeting डाल दो to kind of make it relevant to whatever place. And by the way,
Also try using different locations, right? So
हाँ,
that
हाँ, and different locations में, for example, if you re-upload that video, as we were saying, now you'll have to re-upload it because एक बार video upload हो जाता है तो Instagram में उसमें cover edit करने का option नहीं होता.
हाँ.
So if you re-upload that video, and this time with that thumbnail what we spoke about, amazing street art in Bikaner, let's say, and
नहीं,
then
उसके
run
लिए तो
that
फिर मैं
targeting
कुछ
on Bikaner itself, by the way, I think you'll see amazing results because the people of Bikaner themselves, if they don't know that this is happening there, then what's the point of trying anywhere else?
Point.
That's at least my 2 cents.
probably
About,
also what you can do is, whenever you make such videos, just do a small intro of 10 seconds or something, right?
Okay.
So, hey guys, I'm at Bikaner and this is what I'm doing, or probably, something like that, which can, देख के लोगों को at least, because you have just added a music. If there is a voice coming and, if you're announcing that, this is going to happen, that which would be more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abhishek, all clear?
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool.
Harshita, all clear with your end as well?
Hanji, I will give this campaign thing a try, and if I get stuck, then maybe I'll come back to you for help.
I think we also need a separate session on ads in general.
Ads as well,
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Devang, you have any questions? Anirudh, Tasneem, got any questions to ask? Yes, guys, shoot your questions.
There seems to be a few questions in the chat box.
Sure.
Hey.
Okay. As a beginner, how frequently one should post on Instagram? Because sometimes it takes time for you to develop content. Will you advise on post on something every day? Just keep account active, right? So here, what you can do, two things you can do, Anirudh, is, right? If it's a new account, right? I would suggest that post at least two pieces of content every single day, right? Again, it's all your choice, right? How I work is I always make a content calendar, right? I design it for the whole month and see that what all things I can make and I can plan or I can shoot, and that is how I plan it. So if you want to be active on Instagram and don't want to post anything, right? Use stories. So let's say you can post around about 10 to 15 stories every single day, so that your followers know that you're active, right? So that is something which I have also been doing lately, and it has been really working well for me, right? So yeah. So as a beginner, what Anirudh, any other questions? Is it clear, or probably? What if you can't post frequently? So what you can do is probably you can schedule the post. Yeah. So let's say if I'm next month I'm busy, I'm not having time. What I would do is, in this month itself I'll create all the posts and I'll use like facebook.com slash creator studio. And I'll just connect my Instagram and Facebook with it, and I'll make a whole schedule all my posts over here, right? So that people know that I'm active, and so here's whole content library. You can select and schedule all the posts for whenever you want. So that is something which can be done. But at least having, when it's better to not to die, like, or totally stop the Instagram, rather have at least one post in a day, or or stories has to be active.
Gaurang, one more question. In stories also we can add hashtags, right?
Yes, you can add hashtags, you can hide hashtags. So what you do is, there are multiple things which can be done, right? So let's say on which I have been doing very like for a very often time, is when I post a story, right? I make sure that I had around about 10-15 hashtags on it, and I see if it's a solid background, I use that color, and make sure that the hashtags aren't visible, right?
Right.
So if not, let's say if you have a new post coming up, what you do is, let's say you repost that post into a story, and then you add a gif on it, and so what you can do is, you can just hide the hashtags behind the story as well, behind that particular post on the
Right.
story, right? So such things as well. Like for me, what I do is majorly in terms of music part, I don't always want to show people on my stories that what kind of music I use. Obviously it shows in the top that this music is being used. So what I do is, I click on that music button, and I the whichever song I select, and I just drop it down and take it down, so that it hides automatically.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, so that is something which can really work.
So, as per you, like the post and the story, दोनों का
Mhm.
reach में how much do you think, like how much difference would there be? Because hashtags we also use in posts.
Yeah, so but again, you need to test out in terms of story hashtag कि कैसे काम करते हैं. Like सबको अलग-अलग तरीके से काम करते हैं, right? Story hashtags works not much well, but post hashtags really work well.
Of course. ठीक
Yeah.
है. Okay.
Then we have as a beginner, who should you approach to gain? What should be approach? Utkarsh, I guess
Actually,
I have answered the question. No?
I have one point to add. I think Anirudh had asked that question about
Yeah.
not being able to develop good content that takes time and therefore not being able to post regularly. I want to give the example of Alexei Murdoch, who's a singer-songwriter. You can
Yeah.
search him out. He's gone viral in the last 5-6 years, and the deal with that guy and a lot of other creators also I have seen is that it's not, see, there is one school of thought that tells us that post regularly, post regularly, post regularly.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a school of thought which says don't post regularly, wait for some time till you don't come up with some amazing content, and
Yeah.
then people will appreciate your content regardless of that.
True.
So be comfortable in your own shoes.
Yeah.
Don't get pressurized into thinking "Ke if I have not posted in this entire month, oh no, I'm going to lose my followers or something." Not really. um, Wait for that amazing viral piece of content, even if it takes, think sometimes like 2 months or something. But then make sure that you treat it as a campaign.
Yeah.
When I say campaign, I mean, post first of all multiple shots of that, put a backstory to that, have a short video about it, have a probably merchandise around that artwork. So as an artist, if you're creating one piece of art, even if it has taken you a long time to make it, then milk it. That's called milking strategy. Make a campaign out of it and then post 5, 6, 7, 8 different posts around that one piece, one after the other. Once you've done that, then you can go back into your hibernation, do your research, create content, come back, then again create those 5, 10 posts, milk it, then go back. So these are two different schools of thought. You can choose your approach. There's no pressure.
But does it not affect the Instagram algorithms?
No, not at all. Instagram appreciates amazing, like for example, just giving you a idea. You might think, which is to some extent it is true, that Instagram does note if you have not posted for 2 months. Then probably after 2 months when you come and post, Instagram will not appreciate you as much as somebody who's been posting every day.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's a
so
fact.
so basically, I am the kind of person who posts like once in a month or so.
Yes,
ठीक है, मेरा महीने में कोई एक स्टोरी या एक कुछ पोस्ट ही होगा रिगार्डिंग वर्क
absolutely.
ओनली. तो उस टाइम मुझे ऐसे रियलाइज होता है कि जितने मतलब जनरली जितनी पब्लिक की ऑल ऑफ माय सपोज ऑल द पीपल दैट आई टॉक टू इन डीएम्स एंड ऑल, मतलब
Yes.
उनकी न्यूज फीड पे सबसे ऊपर मेरा पोस्ट होगा.
Yes.
सो इफ
Yeah,
आई
हाँ, वो
नॉट
तो है ही. So exactly. Whoever you are interacting with on WhatsApp, Facebook, Insta, DM, Story, etc., that automatically guarantees that people will be. You'll have top recall with that people, which is
बट
great, amazing.
बट व्हाट अबाउट द पीपल दैट आई एम नॉट इंटरेक्टिंग विद,
The people
मतलब.
you're not interacting with, for them, make sure that let's say अभी तुमने ये वीडियो बनाया, right? बीकानेर में amazing wall art करके.
हाँ हाँ
If this is your hero content, let's say, right? There's something called hero content. मेरा सबसे important चीज क्या है जिस पे मैंने मेहनत किया है? वीडियो है ना?
हाँ
अभी
एग्जैक्टली.
if that is your hero content, then let not that be the scapegoat. In the sense, अगर उसको ही सबसे पहले आगे डाल दोगे, you remember how wars were fought? सबसे आगे pawns होते थे या फिर जो छोटे soldiers, foot soldiers. So send some foot soldiers out, put some behind the scenes content, show some sneak peek के ये artwork बन रहा है. Let that start engaging people 2 days before you put your hero content, and then by then Instagram algorithm will be like, oh, इसने 2-3 post डाल दिया, amazing, चलो अब. And that kind of builds that audience, warms it up basically for your hero content coming up after 2-3 days. फिर तुमने 4-5 content डाल दिए, then you go back into your hibernation, come back again, throw some sneak peeks, main content, then hibernation, and rinse and repeat.
ओके, सो माय स्ट्रैटेजी एज फार एज अभी तक जो स्ट्रैटेजी मैं यूज करता था, सो बेसिकली कुछ दिन लगते हैं एक पर्टिकुलर वॉल को पेंट करने में. तो तब तक थोड़ी हुई छोटी मोटी स्टोरी कि दिस थिंग इज गोइंग इन प्रोसेस, दिस इज वर्क इन
Exactly.
प्रोसेस. ओके,
Exactly.
सो आफ्टर दैट अभी तक मैं ये जो आप हीरो कंटेंट वाली बात कर रहे हो, अच्छा मैंने वीडियो बनाया, सो माय फर्स्ट थिंग वुड बी टू पोस्ट अ वीडियो जो मैंने सबसे ज्यादा मेहनत जिस काम पे की है. उसके
नहीं, वो
बाद
हाँ, वो थोड़ा बीच में आना चाहिए, या फिर लाइक इट शुड बी टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ योर कैंपेन के भाई मैंने 5-6 पोस्ट करनी है इस आर्टवर्क के बारे में, उसमें से तीसरी चौथी ये होगी. उससे पहले मैं 2-3 पोस्ट डालूंगा रिवील करने के लिए कि कैन यू गेस व्हाट इज बीइंग मेड.
नहीं, अगर
कैन
मैं
यू
उस वीडियो से पहले मैं अपना पिक्चर डाल दूं उसी आर्टवर्क का, तो वो तो रिवील हो ही चुका है, वो मतलब ब्लूपर मिल गया सामने वाले को.
कोई फायदा
कोई
है?
बात नहीं, आधा आधा फोटो डालो, चलो ठीक है, जो
Always
फाइनल
do a big reveal. Reveal करना जरूरी है. Like you show it in bits and pieces and then do a big reveal.
ओके.
So if not, you want to do reveal it. So I'll tell you, rather than let's say, probably you can do. It's better to create, rather better to document it than create it, right? So let's say
Yeah.
whenever is your hero content coming, ठीक है, उसके एक हफ्ते पहले probably make your own video talking about something about you're working on, or talk about कि क्या किया है तुमने, क्या कर रहे हो, या क्या सोच है. Probably share your thoughts on that. right? Or do something like that so that people would be engaged with you, and and then tell them that hey guys, just wait for few more days. There's something exciting coming up, or something like that.
Okay.
दागा just one last piece of advice. एक बार ऐसे तो बहुत artists हैं obviously, but I was very interested last time. This guy Bap Ranjit Dayal, he painted that Shashi Kapoor in Bandra. एक बार उसका feed जाके देखना, ठीक है? कितना post किया उसने? Like just see his strategy. Like he's not the most social media savvy person by the way in the world, but that bit about
Who are you talking about?
Ranjit Dayal, Bap.
अच्छा रंजीत दहिया ओके
हाँ, उसका शशि कपूर वाला पीस हो या कोई भी उसका पीस हो, मतलब लोग साल में एक आर्टवर्क बनाता है वो.
यार ये तो मैंने तूने कभी नीलेश का काम देखा है? नीलेश आर्टिस्ट.
Yes, exactly. Again, same. Nilesh does a very similar strategy, by the way.
यार वो आई डोंट थिंक दैट इज अ सिमिलर स्टाइल. आई नो नीलेश पर्सनली, तो वो काम ही साल में एक या दो कुछ बड़े करता है और वो उसी के आर्टवर्क्स, उसी के पिक्चर्स रन अराउंड करता रहता है.
And which is the account you were talking?
It's called BAP. Just search for BAP. Yeah, Bollywood Art Project.
हाँ, so then what I was telling you about कि अगर सेम ही कंटेंट को रिपीट करते रहो, जैसे हेलो
Yeah.
am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
हाँ, तो किसी का सेम ही कंटेंट को रिपीट करता रहे तो उसके बाद वो आफ्टर अ पॉइंट वो इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं रहता.
What Nilesh does is he shuffles the content around, by the way.
हाँ, ही शफल्स द कंटेंट अराउंड, बट इवेंचुअली मुझे तो पता ही है ना कि मतलब अगर मैं रेगुलरली उसको देख रहा हूँ तो कि वो ही चाहिए देखिए. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इन दिस फीड.
See, he has been showing each and अभी उसको अच्छा लग रहा है कि भाई मैं एक एक चीज दिखाऊं करके, right? Again, so this is a video, right? And then it's the same topic but different content is different in each.
See, you have to realize when you're creating that hero content, first of all, he's chosen a topic. By the way, he's so clever when he chooses this topic. उसने पूरा अपना profile ही, by the way, even for Harshita, this is like a nice topic. The very point of his profile is very USP specific. कि मैं सिर्फ Bollywood से ही related content बनाऊंगा. मतलब उसको पता है कि there's so much of fan following of Bollywood, so he's piggybacking on that content piece. So and every time he's posting this, by the way, a new post, it's getting shared by some people and there's some new people getting to follow him for every, like he might have posted 10 pictures of his or 10 different point of views of his Shashi Kapoor. Each of those posts has got
then also look at this profile. इसमें मतलब 8-9 पोस्ट जो है वो बाला साहिब ठाकरे वाला जो
बाला साहिब इसने नहीं बनाया, नीलेश ने बनाया आई थिंक.
ये जो इसका जो 9 पिक्चर है, हाँ नीलेश ने बनाया, बट इसके प्रोफाइल पे मुझे पिक्चर दिखा था शायद नीलेश ने एक दो लोगों के साथ में बनाया था.
But I didn't understand this.
So that's दादा साहिब ठाकरे.
हाँ, तो ये लोगों ने कितने साल पहले बनाया था. They are still using this.
Exactly. ये चीज देख, मतलब like.
See, that is how it works, right? कि कि अगर पुरानी चीजें भी तो अगर डालोगे तो लोगों को नहीं लगेगी, right? So that's the best thing in art as well. Probably you can showcase. अगर तुमने कहीं कुछ स्क्रिबल किया है और उसको probably एक स्टोरी के तरीके से तुम बताओगे तो भी that would also make sense to people.
ये एक स्ट्रेटजी है जो ना, मतलब मैं कई बार when we go into deeper content and storytelling, we use this, which unfortunately a lot of our artists don't do, which is reposting their old work. I mean,
you also do this. You also post your previous projects. You also keep talking.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes we do, because I mean, unfortunately, we don't do that as much as I'd like to, because we already have so much of new content always coming up.
If you see this guy as well, right? इसके post repeated है, right?
Yes, he will. The best accounts will do that. There are two reasons to that, Gaurang, right? Number one, the reason that, let's say today he has, Daga has almost 1,000 followers today.
ये अभी ये वीडियो इधर है और अभी थोड़ी देर पहले इधर ही दिखा.
Absolutely, he will have multiple versions. Daga, try and understand this. Today you have 1,000 followers, but 3 years ago, whatever artwork you have made, only 300 followers have seen that.
Yeah.
these new extra 500 that have now joined you don't know about that previous artwork, number one, right? So that makes sense to kind of repost my old artwork. Number two is that storytelling wise, when you repeat a story, it's very important. By the way, if you look at the best books or movies also, there are particular sequences, particular most important moments of the hero's life are repeated. It's There's a deja vu which happens,
Yeah.
which which establishes the importance of that story. And let's say when we are talking about hero artwork, right, Abhi, matlab not all my artworks are going to be hero artwork. Probably you don't remember all the paintings that Leonardo da Vinci did, but there are certain Mona Lisa, which he has made, and he will keep reposting that multiple times, which makes that hero artwork the hero in the first place. By the way, when you yourself are showcasing the importance of that in your own life to the others, you're like, hey, I've created 1,000 artworks, but these two are my most important. Then the others also take note of that, and by the way, those are the best artworks also. So then the story is established. At the same time, the point we had about new followers seeing our artwork also kind of gets us more number of shares and follows.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Guys, any more questions you guys have? Probably please shoot.
I think
Hey, I'm Deepika.
Hello, Deepika.
Can you check out my account? Actually, I'm a beginner. I don't know much about all of this stuff.
Sure. What's your account handle?
Wabi Sabi, WABI SABI 0026.
Okay.
Guys, we are posting a feedback form here in the chat window. Kindly fill that before you leave.
Yeah. Here's Deepika. How can we help you out with this?
Thing is, I'm also a person who doesn't put up regular content as I
Mm-hmm.
have my college assignments and all.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just curious to know about like what should I do to get more attention? Is it compulsory to put up regular content or is it fine?
So, how would people would know more about your artwork or what you do, or let's say if someone wants to, let's say you want to do some artwork for some people as a business, right? How would they come to know about it? It's either way you showcase them with your content,
Yeah,
or
I got it.
you reach out to them via DMs and all, right? So let's say you
Mm-hmm.
have kept like 9 pieces of content, like this is one type of art. Let's say this is a wall art, I guess,
Mm.
right? It's a wall art, right?
Yeah, it's a wall.
Yeah, and
Nice.
then this is a
Okay.
hand sketch which you have done, and then this is sketch with probably paints and all, right? So people need to know that you make all such types of designs, and without
Yeah, I'm
posting.
working on it. Like, just check out my bio. Is it fine? Like, I heard your conversation about that.
Yeah, but why do you use fancy these things in bios? Probably.
Someone suggested me actually.
Yeah, I understand. Like, if it's working for you, great, man. Like, I'm not keen on fancy bios because, it's more like I see that a lot of fashion influencers use this,
Mm-hmm.
but
I got
yeah,
it.
right. But again, it has to be. Let's say if like I'm your customer, right, and I see that bio, probably I might not get attracted because the
Mm-hmm.
information is not passed in the right way. Right? Again, you're
Yeah.
using multiple fonts and it isn't clear. So probably you can use one single font and give a proper bio about it, right?
Okay. Fine.
So that is something which would be people would get attention to it. Or else
Mm-hmm.
having multiple fonts, like Wabi Sabi is one. Like probably I can't even read like Deepika. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
I
P
got it.
double I P I K, right?
Yeah.
So so that's how. So always think like keep it very simple and
Mm-hmm.
clean so that it can easily reach to a layman as well. A person who is not tech savvy as well, but wants to get artworks done and wants to get all things done, right? He has to reach you out.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you
So
so much.
yeah, so that is something he always focus on layman aspects, that keeping it simple and showing it elegant is something which is important.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Harshita, any more questions you have? Abhishek, how about you?
No, no, man, I'm cool.
The Devang, you have been quiet for a while. You should speak up. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you please tell me how can I grow my photography? Means, in you can see Devan at the Zero Sign official. I was a mobile photographer actually.
Okay.
So I want to grow my page like good. Means I have joined so many groups even, so they can engage me. Means we can engage
You're using,
together
so
like that.
basically, you're using pods and all, right?
Yeah, right.
Got it. Got it. Run ads if possible. Run ads. Try and test out with ads because that is something which would help you give more reach, right? And see something. Probably you can also explain via videos of or show BTS of how this photography is done, or something like that. So let's say if you have done this thing, right? You could probably show a BTS of it, like behind the scenes of this photography, right?
Okay.
Also try using reels and which is which you're doing it. So try using reels, yeah, and start posting them, like that
Get
is something
it.
which you can do it. Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. Cool.
So Gurung, I have one more question.
Sure.
What are those activities जिसको Instagram bot activities कहती है और जिससे आपकी algorithms खराब होती है?
Activities like there are a lot of pods, like जैसे Instagram में there are a lot of groups and all pods जहाँ पे लोग एक दूसरे को comment करते हैं and they comment with emojis or single word comments and all, right? So these all things which Instagram automatically detects, and it makes your reach less, right? So let's say if you're commenting as well, अगर तुम ऐसे groups में भी हो तो making sure that at least 1 or 2 lines आप लिखो सामने वाले के post के बारे में, and then use emojis, and so also making sure that he also does the same thing on your this thing, right? Apart from that, there are a lot of tools where you can get fake followers, you can buy them, you can people मतलब एक बटन दबा दिया 10,000 फॉलोअर ऐसे ही आ गए. So there are many such activities as well, but again that would not help you get more reach to your account, right? So in that way, so if you see,
Any
yeah,
other thing that you should avoid other than these two?
other than so again something which is not helping you out, there's no point doing it, right? So I'll tell you, even I used to sell followers, but again that was my business part where I used to make money out of it. And there are people and there are clients who want कि हाँ भाई जितना होता है फर्क नहीं पड़ता, हमको नंबर गेम चाहिए, तो they do it, right? But like since 1 year I have stopped doing it, and I'm not advising any people to do on Instagram followers or buy anything of it.
So what all these people who are selling all these followers ये मतलब जो fake accounts होते हैं,
Yeah, these are basically,
inactive accounts.
yeah, these are active accounts, and these are basically farms. Basically, China में or Indonesia में there are multiple people, there are servers and all where all phones are connected, and वो सब चीजें automatically करते हैं, right? So that is how this works. Again, it doesn't make any sense, of doing it, because they are not gonna engage to your this thing. So rather, I would suggest, why don't you spend money on ads and try and test out things rather than buying fake followers.
Yeah.
Yep. So guys, any more questions you have? Harshita, any questions you have?
No, not as yet. Thank you.
Not yet. Okay. Apart from Instagram as well, any other questions, if you want to ask, please feel free to ask. Would love to help you out with that as well.
How do you like your make site popular? How do you make your website popular? Sorry.
How do you make your website popular? Okay. So
There is some SEO something, right?
yeah, it's search engine optimization. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you do it?
So basically, see again, that is only one part of it to make your website popular and all. So like you need to do a lot of blogging activities. Apart from that, I guess Zion, you want to take up on this? The master of SEO.
नहीं मैं master नहीं हूँ obviously.
Zain, one thing. So
Yeah.
recently, you and Omkar have been writing some blogs about how you have been meeting people और जो भी तुम्हारा street art में जो भी तुम्हारे experiences रहे हैं.
Yeah.
So okay, so I started writing a few blogs a year ago or something. तो मैंने भी
Yeah.
यही सोचा था कि मेरे जो experiences होंगे, I would either video record it or I would write about those.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we are listening.
So okay, if I write blogs, what do I do after that? उसके बाद में वो blogs को लोगों को how do I get people to read it?
So, like blog is of course one of the strategies of growing your website SEO.
Yeah.
So there are two separate questions over here. First of all,
Like Abhishek, do you have anything to sell?
Not a lot of things as of now, but I have stuff to sell. Some paintings, some prints, or,
Yeah. So
little stuff like that. Yeah.
why do you want to do a blog about it?
So I wanted to write the blogs. So I am in this for the long term, right? अब मैं ये इसको अपना career option बनाया तो I am going to run around here for a long time.
Yeah.
तो अगर if I like for example अभी मैं थोड़ा सा assume भी करूँ कि आज से 10 साल बाद street art scene कैसा होगा यहाँ का, it would definitely grow.
Yeah.
ठीक है, तो उसमें अभी जो लोग पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं, जो लोग अभी काम कर रहे हैं, इनका कोई ना कोई तो इनका भी कंट्रीब्यूशन होगा ना. अभी जो मेरे पेयर्स हैं, जो मेरे साथ में काम कर रहे हैं, so they would be the contributors at some point of time.
Yeah.
तो ये this I believe that this journey is important. मतलब
So
सिर्फ मेरी नहीं,
where you want to post these blogs?
on my website may most probably, yeah,
Okay.
if that is a convenient option.
But again, see, you can still do it. There's no wrong about it. Like, so again, major platforms to boost your SEO organically, मतलब, apart from, मतलब, organic growth जो होता है, Medium से होता है, Quora से होता है, Reddit से होता है, right? So you need to be active on it. And SEO is not something कि one day game हो गया या फिर ad चला दिया और हो गया. It has to be continuous. उसका activity continuous होना चाहिए, right? कि अगर तुम सिर्फ एक ब्लॉग लिख रहे हो और छोड़ दो, समझो कि तुमको 3 महीने बाद लोग आके पढ़ेंगे, तो that's not how it's gonna go.
So there has to be some regularity about it.
Yeah, so there has to be keywords, there has to be backlinks to it, right? You need to showcase your blogs on various other platforms as well, in terms of ads or in terms of various things, right? जिसके थ्रू तुमको उसको रीच करना पड़ेगा. लेट्स से अगर तुम्हारा इंस्टाग्राम है, तुम लोगों को बोल सकते हो कि गाइस I've written a blog, why don't you go and check out, तो उधर से ट्रैफिक ड्राइव करना पड़ेगा, right? You can also run Instagram and Facebook ads so that people can come and read your blogs as well, right?
Okay.
So the thing, Daga, is that see, first of all, at Wicked Bros we have been posting certain blogs, but we have never genuinely tried to do SEO on that, honestly. Apart
Okay.
from what is basic, so within SEO also you need to understand there are two types of SEO. There's one SEO that you do on the blog itself while writing it. Let's say, for example, uploading the right kind of images, renaming the images properly with keywords, putting some keywords in general, linking to the right websites. These are certain considerations you take while doing that. And then there is what Gaurang just said about posting your link in multiple places, link building, which is called.
Yeah.
So for a normal person like you and me, who's actually involved in a lot of things, I don't know how much time you have as the artist. मेरे पास time नहीं होता है.
मेरे पास अभी तो बहुत है, generally नहीं होता.
हाँ. So what I can do is I can only write the content sometimes and then post it, which is what we do, and make sure that the on-site content, वो जो image करने वाला, जो within the blog, what I can do, I do that much. That's okay. The other part we don't have time for, which we should actually get. In fact, Husaina over here on the call is here. She's going to help us with that later on. Now,
Okay.
Now the second thing is you need to make a more dedicated, strategic, top-level question, which is, क्या मैं blogger हूँ या मैं artist हूँ? Let's say for example, this guy, your friend Kipto and Doke, these guys have made a career out of now YouTube, because at some point they told themselves, यार बाकी सब side करो, I am going to concentrate on creating so many awesome videos and make sure that my YouTube grows. And that has helped them grow in general as those famous artists which they have now become.
Yeah.
So that was a dedicated choice. Now, so similarly, you'll need to make a choice कि यार मैं अपना Insta grow करूँ या फिर मैं blog grow करूँ या फिर मैं YouTube grow करूँ, because एक बार में एक ही चीज पे तुम सबको भेज सकते हो, right?
But also all these things are interrelated somehow.
They
मतलब
are, they are. But when you have, let's say 5 things to do in now, doing all those things, it's true that they are all interlinked, but if you are putting your energy and time into one thing first, growing that, and then coming back and saying, "Okay, यार, चलो अब मेरे पास blog भी है, चलो इसको promote करते हैं," like a side venture kind of a thing. But your primary focus should be on one particular property which you need to focus on. Let's say I'll give you one more example. In fact, these guys, we know them, Abhi and New. तूने देखा होगा, 100 reasons to love India, following love. Now, these guys have featured us also, by the way. Last year, they created a video on ladies first, and we got to know Omkar ki behan hai wo, Niu. So she covered us. They a lot of views and all we got, and since then I've been following them. These guys went hardcore on Facebook, then they went hardcore on Instagram, and now because they have a large following on these two platforms, they then they went on YouTube, by the way. Like you would imagine, अरे ये तो vlog करते हैं, ये तो YouTube पे पहले होंगे. No, they grew their Facebook first, then their Instagram, and now they are coming on YouTube in the last 6 months. And just because they have a large following from there is a, you can say, funnel effect, because of which all their followers from Facebook, Insta now start following them on YouTube, and now they have more than 300,000 followers there also.
It's a simple strategy that कि एक platform तुम build करो.
हाँ, तुमने एक प्लेट बिल्ड कर लिया, फिर इजी होता है, कन्वीनियंट होता है.
So even I know a friend of mine, Ashna Hegde करके, she's one of the toppest TikTokers, right? She had round about some 200k, 300k followers on Instagram, right? And all of a sudden in like 6 months she grew up to round about 800k, and then she started her YouTube, right? So जैसे ही उसने YouTube चालू किया, एक हफ्ते में 150k सब्सक्राइबर आ गया. You getting it? It's like it's like कि तुम एक प्लेटफॉर्म स्ट्रांगली बिल्ड करो, राइट? जहाँ पे कि अगर तुम दूसरा प्लेटफॉर्म जब भी स्टार्ट कर रहे हो, तुमको मेहनत करना ना पड़े कि इसको प्रमोट करने के लिए,
तुम्हें सिर्फ वहाँ अनाउंसमेंट्स करनी है बार-बार.
बस, हाँ, राइट. So let's say that is something which can be done, right? अगर तुम्हें लिखना नहीं आता तो probably you can do podcasts as well, which are really going well right now, right? और आगे मैक्सिमम बहुत सारी चीजें वॉइस पे ही होने वाली है, राइट? So like again, this is so probably if you record the whole conversation, this whole thing is a podcast, right? और मेरे को बस सिर्फ डंप करना है कहीं hosting platform पे. So like that. So think on what you can talk about, or what you can relate to, or जहाँ पे लोग आसानी से तुम्हें सुन सके, तुम्हारी आवाज सुन सके, right? और तुम्हारे कला के बारे में जान सके.
So what you would suggest as a beginner, कोई एक प्लेटफॉर्म चूज करो, उस पे अपना काम करो,
बिल्ड करो, 6-8 महीना 1 साल लगाओ, बिल्ड करो, एंगेज करो, उसी पे एक्टिव रहो, राइट?
ओके.
तो दैट इज समथिंग. एक या फिर मैक्सिमम सब्स्टिट्यूट 2 रख सकते हो, राइट? सो एज यू आर एन आर्टिस्ट, प्रोबेबली यू कैन यूज Pinterest एज वेल, और उधर से भी तुमको काम आ सकता है. Pinterest का रीच इतना रहता है कि प्रोबेबली कोई 2 साल बाद या 3 साल बाद भी तुमको आके Pinterest देखेगा. They would reach out and ask for you and give you business as well.
Okay.
So yeah. And also Pinterest brings lots of sales as well, and बहुत सारे views आते हैं. You need to explore that in the right way and go ahead with it.
Okay, I think Gaurang, we should bring this session to an end.
Yeah, sure.
It's 8:30. I mean, not that there's any time restriction we have, but just as a matter of principle, we are running out of questions. So before we all start thinking about dinner, let's bring this to an end. We will have more sessions.
Yep.
On paid ads, for example. That is one of the main things that we have found we should do. Secondly, we should concentrate on this website and basic SEO stuff. There are sessions that we should do more about. By the way, for some people, English speaking also, I have realized. For artists, I mean, not for Daga or some of the people present here, but लोगों को इंटरनेट और इंग्लिश नहीं समझ में आ रहा है. That's one of the main reasons why our Indian artists are so behind.
Yeah.
So
हाँ बहुत ज़्यादा I see a lot of people मतलब बहुत अच्छा काम करते हैं इंडियन आर्टिस्ट से लेकिन
exactly.
they don't know how to communicate.
नहीं, उसी की वजह से वो मारे जाते हैं. मतलब like
Even
it's so
even in
unfortunate.
even in Nilesh's case, I work with Nilesh. वो मतलब इतना बढ़िया काम करता है वो उस बंदे को एक पूरा म्यूरल पकड़ा दो 2 दिन में खत्म कर देगा.
Yes.
बट उसकी कम्युनिकेशन के चक्कर में उसका थोड़ा गेम नहीं बन पाता.
हाँ नहीं बन रहा है. मतलब ऐसा नहीं. नीलेश is still one of the better cases
नीलेश
out
इज
there.
बट नीलेश कुड हैव डन बेटर यार. मैंने नीलेश को साथ में सेनको वगैरह के साथ में काम करते देखा बट
Yes, he's worked, but exactly. But he, as I said, like he's still in a
he
better position because he has like all these followers and all now that he's built with thanks to his all the big work that he's done.
yeah
There are so many just within our groups, by the way, Abhishek. If you look at that Delhi group we are part of, there's Biplaps, there's Mr. Mahindra, there is Aftab, all these guys.
what this Biplav sir did in ये म्यूजियम वाला काम, this is legendary. This is going to
बहुत.
last there for 100 200 150 साल वो वहाँ रहेगा उसका काम
Yes,
जो
so
उन्होंने
I
काम
mean,
किया है.
by the way, he's the same person who painted the police station also the other day.
Yeah
Because
I
of
noticed
yeah, because of lack of, I mean, you need to earn money somewhere. But yeah, I mean, so that is important. Ads is important. Website is important. Insta, obviously. Maybe we will also look at e-commerce sessions separately once. Maybe we can club it into a website. But that is something that artists are very interested in and should be about merchandising. So we'll do that one by one. This is just the start for this year.
You actually can build a platform for people, all these young artists, to sell this stuff. मतलब आपको
We
you have to just put a platform together.
यार
You have
प्लेटफॉर्म्स बहुत सारे हैं अभिषेक ऑलरेडी.
यार देख बात ऐसी ना कि तेरे पास आर्टिस्ट बहुत सारे हैं मतलब तू जिनसे डायरेक्ट तेरी वन ऑन वन कम्युनिकेशन है.
मेरी होती है बट I mean it is in the pipeline maybe somewhere in the down the line. But my first suggestion to you
you
is
already
that
have a platform, you already have your own website, you just have to add a store button to it.
हाँ मैं वो स्टोर बटन डाल रहा हूँ just as a Wicked Bros. If I talk about it, then we are going to have a store very soon. In fact, we are revamping our entire site. The shop is going to be there, but it's going to be only full of Wicked Bros merchandise to start off with. Later on, when we have a community store, that's when I will open up for everyone and else. But abhi filal, my main focus is get everyone kicking because they can't wait for me to open a store.
Yeah.
So the next session or whenever, as I said, like we'll plan the exact date, will be also about, we have a separate, in fact, Monstry and me have been working on a list of these third-party websites like Amazon and Mojato and so on and so forth. There are more than 100 websites we've compiled where you can tomorrow go and register yourself and start merchandising. In fact, I was in touch with...
You just have to give your like design ideas. और बाकी सारा execution भी होने का.
Exactly. There are so many websites like that who do that already. Man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So leverage them as best as possible. तो वो websites कौन सी हैं, उस पे registration की process क्या होती है, what do you need to do, we'll talk about that in that
if you can, हाँ, you like एक थोड़ा ऐसे कोई session निकालो to tell people about. I don't think a lot of people know about this.
नहीं पता है ना, वही तो लोग डर जाते हैं टेक्निकलिटी सोच के वेबसाइट की.
मैं खुद Amazon पे रजिस्टर करने की कोशिश करी थी recently and the technicalities genuinely scared me and I backed off.
Absolutely. अब Amazon जैसे GST, I think गौरंग GST मांगता है ना Amazon?
Yes.
GST
Amazon
बात अटक जाती है बहुतों के लिए.
यार Amazon के अलावा दूसरी वेबसाइट भी Shopify और ये सब काफी वेबसाइट्स ऐसी भी हैं जो
लोग मीशो पे बेच रहे हैं. So there's a lot of stuff and also then let's say for example अभी हमारी friend है Radni, she has started her own store called To Book. But her let's say pain point is कि मेरे को delivery नहीं समझ में आ रहा कैसे करने का. तो अभी delivery partners कैसे चुन सकते हैं, which are the best ones out there, how can we curate them. अब for example for artists, for example one of the problems is कि मैं frame बेचूंगा तो frame टूट ना जाए, उसके लिए कौन सा delivery partner होना चाहिए. So anyway, as I said, this is a lot to learn. This is just 1.5 hour session. We can it was focused more towards Instagram. Yeah. We'll do more of these sessions, plan them out, and thank you so much for being present. I think we only have now 5 left, which is fine. We'll market this more, we'll promote this more. The idea is to, because I mean, initially I was also of the mind, we should be setting a course on this, but as of now, I am just thinking, okay, how can we bring experts like Gaurang onto the platform and build value for the artists? Because there's so much happening, and all these artist friends of mine in the community that we have, they should.
Zan, also talking about the course you are talking about, आप थोड़ा we can talk about it in detail. अभी मैं ज़्यादा बात नहीं कर पाऊंगा इस बारे में.
Yeah.
I know a friend of mine in Delhi. Have you heard about Tenzin tattoos?
No, I haven't.
दिल्ली में टेंजीन टैटूज एंड डेविल्स टैटूज these people are famous. तो ये लोग काफी ये टैटू के कोर्सेज भी करते हैं. Every year they have like 50-60 students, अच्छी पे देते हैं जो. So this is also they are making money. You can also like do something regarding graffiti.
We can that as I said. हाँ वही वो कोर्स वाला चीज है, बट अभी फिलहाल मेरे दिमाग में ये है कि पहले फ्री सेशंस जितने हो सके, जितने we can reach, because free is important for the reach. If we, if I start charging, or we just start charging 5,000 rupees a course or something, that just immediately already stops the main TG that we have, which is all young and upcoming and artists. तो वो जब रुक जाएंगे फिर elite artists.
अभी तो I don't even think कि अभी लोग आर्टिस्ट लोग ज्यादा पैसे कोई कमा भी रहा होगा.
Absolutely. So
Most
that
people are broke. Yeah.
exactly. So we'll think about it later to monetize. फिलहाल के लिए let's just get the knowledge out there, and you guys should spread the word about this. That's the most important thing. And
Yeah, man, sure.
Abhishek,
This
if you
is
like,
not-
you if you're keen about all these artworks and all these things, probably you can DM me. I'll tell you something which is not explored yet in India, right? And probably you can be one of the early adopters about.
So
there is-
basically, yeah, sure, man.
Gaurang is in our Art of Online Marketing group, by the way, everyone.
Right.
So anytime you want to reach out to him, he's there in that group. Just post your question. As you all know, that's your helpline. I am always hyperactive on social media, as you all know. So always happy to comment and help. So feedback form, Hosseina, you can share that once again later in the mail. And I guess that's it. Gaurav, any last words before closing up?
I think, man, thank you so much for the opportunity, right? Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, Harshita. Thank you, Deva. Thank you, Sena.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. This was really helpful. Good conversation.
Like more things happen soon. Yeah. Hussaina, you didn't speak much today. Sure. No worries. Okay, guys, then let's wrap it up then. Thank you so much, Zan. Yeah. Harshita, you had to ask something?
No, I just want to say thank you.
Zen, are you still there?
I am. I'll always be there, but अब मैं WhatsApp पे बात करूँगा.
हाँ सुन, मैं तुझे WhatsApp पे वीडियो कॉल करता हूँ. I have to talk about the design right after this.
Absolutely. Done.
Okay, guys, I'm signing off.
Cool, guys. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Gaurang. It was a nice chat. Yeah.